Welcome to Graduate Spotlight, a presentation of College Success Arizona. This program features the hardworking college graduates who have earned scholarships from College Success Arizona and are now in the workforce or continuing with their education. Today on Graduate Spotlight, we interview Geina Corrente.
I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was raised in Arizona for the most part. Moved around a lot. Spent most of I guess I could break it up easier. It's I spent most of my elementary years in Nogales, and then middle school I spent in Tucson, and then my high school years I moved to Coolidge, Arizona, and then, yeah.
And where did you graduate from high school?
Coolidge High School.
In what year?
2012.
How old are you currently?
I'm 23.
And you're attending the University of Arizona?
Yes.
And what is your course of study there?
I'm getting my BFA in visual communications with an emphasis in illustration.
And you expect to graduate this year?
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Are you super excited?
Yeah, nervous more than anything, but yeah.
What are you feeling? Because I would imagine now I'm entering the real world. Is that as scary in its own way as going to college was?
That's a good one. I honestly, I was ready to move out at 18. I can take on the world. It's fine. I guess school was scarier for me just because, it started off really rough for me because I didn't do so well in high school, and so going into college, I just wasn't ready for that. But now, I guess now it's changed a little. I am scared to leave school just because I feel like it's the only thing I really know. And then now I have to stop going to school. It's okay not to go to school, and I can't get around that, I guess. But as for the real world part, I'm just nervous because it's what kind of a job do I get now? Do I get one within my degree? Do I just get something just so I can get tied over until I find something that's in my degree? Or do I go back to school? And it's just it's complicated.
Is there a dream job that you have in mind, something you'd really like to do?
I'd really like to be an animator. It's a really competitive field.
And an animator, so you would work on movies, and you have to forgive me, my knowledge of animated films is not huge, but Ice Age or Minions or something like that, you would work on movies like that?
Yeah. Even now in class, I'm working in this program called Maya, and it's the same program that Pixar and other 3D animated big firms use, and it makes me super excited to use this program. But yeah, it's definitely along those lines.
That sounds like something where you would almost have to move to Los Angeles because it seems like 90% of animated films are probably made there. Is that correct?
Yes and no. A lot of it is in Burbank. Other companies, say Cartoon Network, they're in Georgia. It just depends on the firm. But yeah, I would definitely have to move to a metropolitan, LA, New York, Seattle, anywhere like that has huge firms that make movies.
Now, at some point when you were young, were you sitting in a classroom in school drawing cartoons? Yeah.
I've always been a doodler, and I actually never wanted to be an artist. I originally wanted to be a pathologist, but because I was really behind on my math and sciences, I just kept taking art classes because they ended up filling up for most of my gen eds, and I just had a lot of more fun in those. And I was looking at the degree courses and such, and it turned out I only needed a couple more classes to get a degree in art. So I just said, okay, let's do it. And I ended up getting into art instead. And I kind of regret it, not really, but it's something that I really like. But I get a lot of heat for it from family and friends, and they're just oh, you're an artist, you don't know what it's like. And I'm like, art is really hard, really hard. That's not for the faint of heart or the thin-skinned. But,
it's
yeah.
You just had to go back to something. You wanted to be a pathologist?
Yeah, I originally went to school. I had a medical assisting. I was certified in medical assisting, and I was on the path to do medical. And yeah.
Which I guess because you go from pathologist, basically working on dead bodies, right?
Yeah.
To being an animator. But yeah, to being an animator working on cartoons, that's quite a gap.
Yeah. I really wanted to be like Ducky from NCIS. I thought that was like really awesome and cool. I mean, it's kind of close. I still have to deal with like the anatomy of characters and stuff. It's just less morbid, I suppose.
Well, it is the body. It shapes its own design. It's sort of art in its own way. You're sort of deconstructing the human experience at the pathological level when you're a pathologist, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said Pixar. This career sounds like if you are employed in one of those big firms, you're probably going to make a pretty good living.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I've met some alumni that have like I met the Adam Rex. He's from he's a U of A alum, and he created the story for Home. I don't know if you've heard of it, but like DreamWorks picked that up, and he didn't animate it per se, but he wrote the story for it, and he's sitting pretty even now just for writing the story. So I mean, I feel like it as long as you're in that area scope, I think you'll be doing okay.
With Netflix out there and Amazon Prime and Amazon Studios and Hulu and all of this stuff online now, does that give you more opportunity, or does that just make it more competitive because there's more out there to apply for, I guess? I
think it'd be more competitive because, I mean, a lot of people immediately go for like Disney and Universal, and I think it'd be easier just to get in with any of the smaller firms, even if it was like Hulu or whatever. And I don't think people look at them the same way as they do as Disney and Universal.
You know, I have a background in broadcasting and that industry, radio and television, back in the day, and I guess probably to some extent still today. Even with your degree, you'd still at some point just want to get a foot in the door. So you're in the building.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
And college, has it been a good experience? Can you talk about that? Has it been a great experience?
It's definitely been a learning experience. I didn't really find college to be a bad experience. It definitely isn't like, wow, how they portray it in the movies, for sure. I mean, I'd really like a movie that was portrayed in like the real way, where students are just like stressing out. They just want to pet puppies right before an exam, and it's just super hectic. I mean, I kind of wish I got more involved, but working to support myself kind of put a damper on that. But otherwise, I think I had a decent experience at college.
And your plan, is it to stay in Tucson or maybe move to Phoenix or LA, some of the other places we talked about?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I think I will be here for at least for the summer, just because I have a summer job at NAU that's for about a week, so I have to stay in town for that. But after that, I don't really know. I've been flooding the market and applying to a bunch of places and like art internships and whatnot, but I haven't really heard anything back yet. So I'm still, I guess, waiting to figure out where I need to go next.
And in terms of your family, were they a big support system and encouraging in putting you on a path towards college?
No. Yeah, my mom gave me a lot of crap applying for school. She even like kind of reveled in the fact that I didn't get into school, because I originally didn't get into the university. I started off at a community college and then transferred in, which I actually really enjoyed. It was I preferred that path much better than just like diving deep. But no, like even moving out, my mom made my life living hell. But it wasn't until like I actually like got out and I was able to like reconnect with my I guess more extended family, that they became like super supportive of me. They were super helpful, like with advice, and if I needed an adult decision, they were willing to help me out. And they totally understood where I was coming from, and they're proud of me. I'm a first gen, so I mean, it's new waters.
That is, and this is a painful thing, I imagine, for you even to talk about. I've done about 100 of these interviews now over the last year or so, and I've never had a student say that to their mother or parent. Some said, they encouraged me, but they weren't super encouraging. But yours actually discouraged you from wanting to go to college?
Yeah. She didn't want me to leave.
So she wanted you to
take care of the kids.
She wanted you to stay home. That was her thing. She wanted to keep you in the house.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you have a relationship with her today?
Not really.
I understand. Okay. But like you said, people in your extended family, they stepped up. They became sort of surrogate parent or sibling
Yeah,
type
definitely.
role models in your life. And it often goes that way. Some of the best people you'll meet in your life aren't blood, right?
Yeah.
All right. And College Success Arizona, when did you first learn about that?
In high school, they came to do a presentation in the library. I think it was like my junior, no, it was either junior or senior year. And I was like, oh, this seems like a real long chance. Like, there's no way. But I applied anyway, and it wasn't. I am so grateful for them.
Obviously, it's helped you live and maybe limit or avoid taking out student loans.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I just pulled out a loan this year just because work was getting in the way of school. But yeah, like I've been pretty much debt free up until senior year, and I've been in school for 5 years. So I mean, it's been pretty awesome in comparison to some of my friends who are like have tiny mortgages, and I feel for them, but I'm like really grateful that I have this or had this.
Which and the scholarships provide up to $6,000 per year for students like yourself. About 1,000 or 1,100 students have received the scholarships over the last decade, with about $15 million in overall aid scholarships funded. And the scholarships also come with a success advisor, an academic advisor. In your case, Matt Sotelo. Has Matt been one of those people in your life who has been sort of like a family member or big brother or something like that?
Yeah, I would definitely see like a big brother. Yeah, he's like, I really enjoy meeting him, like meeting up with him every semester. Like I enjoy telling him those new things that I'm doing, and he seems really excited and super supportive about it. And I don't really get that with like the academic advisors that are on campus. Like they don't really care. And I feel like Matt's like really like he's there for you, and he's definitely a big brother.
For students back in Coolidge at the high school there and other places who may be listening to this and considering college, can you offer some advice?
Don't give up. I think it was the best decision to get out of that town. And you just got to try. Just don't give up. And yeah, I mean, getting out of that town was getting out, and like it definitely helped me open up my horizon a bit more. And I feel like leaving was a much better influence than what the town is, because I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's like it's 20 minutes from like Casa Grande, and it's like full, like in Florence is like right next door, and it's full of prisons, and it's just like it's a really crummy town. They don't really care as much for like, I don't know, their academics are lacking severely, but the town itself isn't really all that healthy. So I mean, being able to get out and explore the world and not succumb to that tiny town,
Been a growing experience, and now you could go to LA or Chicago or New York and make that move because you already have that experience. You've done it. You've taken chances already. I
feel like it's a bigger chance moving to a new city, honestly, just because I'm really familiar with Tucson. I've lived here previously, and it's like a second home. So for me, moving to like LA or something, I think that's horrifying because I don't know LA. But I'm still willing to do it just because I need to get out there.
I imagine you.
That change.
Do you have a lot of friends at the U of A? I imagine you've made a lot of friends there.
No, actually, not really. I mean, I've made like maybe 2 friends. I still have. I even still am friends with my like friend from like 5th grade. We still like hang out and see each other all the time. So I mean, I've kept friends, and I have made friends.
Despite your mother not wanting you to go to school, to college, to keep you in the house, do you think you've still served as a real positive role model for your younger siblings that are still at the house, maybe? Yeah,
my sister, Ami, she keeps asking me, how, like, can she become an artist? Like, she wants to know what it takes to go to school to be an artist, and that makes me happy. I mean, I don't know if I discourage her from being an artist, but just going to school in general, like, that's awesome. And she's like 5th or 6th grade now, so I'm like starting it young. It's good, planting the seeds now.
Thank you, Geina, for the interview and for working so hard to make a difference in our community.